These are the times when people did the kindest, most heartwarming things. And we gotta start with this guy, cause when the car broke down in the middle of the road, this stranger stopped his car, got out, and helped the guy. Now this is what I call a good person. And so was this lady. I believe she's one of the strongest people I've ever seen. When she and her dog came home, she didn't expect these 3 bears to be in the front yard. So when the dog got close to them, the mama bear started to chase the dog, probably because she wanted to protect her own cubs.
Probably just protecting her cubs and was trying to chase off the biggest threat, which was Zeus.
Things could have gotten ugly, but it didn't. Cause this brave lady then came to the rescue and started screaming up a storm.
For me, it was like an instinct. It wasn't even really a second thought that was like, should I chase the bear? It was like, I'm going to.
She wanted to get attention away from the dog and onto her. This made the bear stop chasing the dog, and after a few minutes, the dog made it home safe and sound. So yeah, nothing happened to the dog, the lady, or even the bears. Clearly, the best outcome. Later, you'll see how this guy got saved in the most surprising way ever. But first, you gotta check this out. When this girl was helping to cross the road, she suddenly stopped and did this. But guys, he was not having a good time at all. This guy ran away for his life. Cause when he came to this house for debt collection, he parked his van on the side of the road. At first, everything was good. He came in with his swagger walk and asked a couple questions.
Hi there, is that?
Who's asking?
My name's from Orbit, I'm here on behalf of Yorkshire Water.
But all that coolness went away when another person showed him the reality.
Van's rolling away.
Oh,
Man, that lady saved everybody. Even the guy didn't say anything after that. But now, this moment was pretty serious, and I think this could have ended horribly. This dog got loose and started running on the highway, literally out of nowhere. Now, you can see how much traffic there is, so easily this situation could have gone from bad to way worse. But no, as long as there are good people in the world, that will never happen. This pickup truck driver stopped his car and tried to rescue the dog, but somehow the dog still didn't stop. But it luckily did when this lady came to the rescue. And finally, he stopped running away. But guys, let me tell you, this wasn't good at all. When this cyclist was minding his own business, all of a sudden these 2 guys came running and started to rob him. He tried his best to stop them, but still, it looked like those guys would get away with their idiot moves. But then, suddenly, they just ran away. It was totally bizarre. Why would they just run away? Now that's a superwoman. Meanwhile, you gotta check this out first. These 2 geniuses were crossing the street, and then all of a sudden, this guy intentionally collided with the car to create some kind of insurance fraud. But their plan blew up, and that too in the greatest way possible. Cause turns out, the person's car they collided with was actually an undercover cop. So, something tells me they'll never do this again. But I bet this guy will never go to a car wash again. Cause when he got in, everything looked fine at first. But when the brushes came close to the trunk, it might have set off some sensors.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
Man, that car's flexible. Anyhow, you have to check out this incident first. This mini bear also made a surprising move. He opened the door of the car and decided to see the interior for himself.
Oh, no, let my doors open! Oh, y'all suck!
Well, I guess he had to go to work. Yeah, totally understandable. But this truck driver's actions were not understandable at all. Because when the truck in front paid the toll and started to leave, this blue truck's driver decided to skip paying the toll, and so broke the toll bar as well. But just when he was about to leave, yup, justice is served. But I don't even know what to say about this lady. She might be one of the smartest people I've ever seen, because somehow she decided to wash her car with a gas pump.
Go in and tell. Yeah, somebody's gonna go in and tell.
Yep, that actually happened. She must have confused it with a pressure washer hose or something. But anyway, pure intelligence right there. But nothing was smart about this incident, especially with what the lady did to the red car. Cause when the driver of this red car was just minding his own business, this car on the left moved forward, came side to side, and threw a drink at the car for no reason. I mean, just imagine if it was your car, how angry you must be about it. But wait, justice did get served right there, because when that lady was looking and throwing the drink at the red car, she forgot to keep her eyes on the road. And so... yeah, karma's a bitch, ain't it? But at least we can say that nothing major happened that day. Unlike this incident, because when this car driver got close to the van in front, he was trying to overtake, but both the truck and the van in front were going at the same speed, and so it completely blocked the road. So the guy waited and waited and waited until... Now, I don't agree with this, but I guess I understand it. What do you think about it? Comment below. Next up, you gotta check out this guy's brilliant move too, because he thought in order to remove his golf cart from the truck, 2 thin plates, which are completely detached from the truck, by the way, will be enough. Yup, brilliant. Let's take things to a whole new level, like the time when this guy received the greatest karma ever. Cause when this car driver recording stopped his car, the guy crossing the street sort of mocked the driver, which obviously wasn't required. But he kept doing it, and kept doing it, and kept doing it until bang. But this guy isn't too proud of this moment either, because when he was jumping from his car into the pool, all of a sudden... Oof, don't worry, he was fine, and nobody was hurt. It was a beautiful day in Victoria, Australia. The family recording this was driving somewhere and just minding their own business. But then, all of a sudden, this road rage bully came into the picture. Clearly, he was mad at them for some reason. So what did he decide to do? He got out of his car in traffic, clearly angry, and started limping and walking towards the car. He also held up his hand, telling the driver to hop out. And when he got close, he even started banging on the windows. So it looked like the situation's gonna go from bad to worse very quickly. But just when it was about to get serious, the craziest thing happened. Cause while he was banging on the windows, all of a sudden, he started to run away. It was completely bizarre. Why did he run away? Cause turns out, cops came into the scene. But look, now that we've reached the top 3 moments of this video, let's take things to a whole new level. Like the unbelievable moment that happened here. These guys left their dog in the open and then just drove away. Literally, they just left. It was so heartbreaking that the dog even started to run after their car. I mean, seriously, who even does that? That's beyond cruel. The dog even kept following them down the road, but they didn't come back. It looked like this wasn't gonna end well. But then, out of nowhere, a savior comes in.
She was just so happy. She was so sweet. She was like jumping up on me, and she was just so lovable.
This person saw this cruel thing happening through the cameras, so she immediately went to help that dog and bring her to safety.
This poor puppy is like chasing after the car, and I was just in shock.
This is the definition of a good person. A dog was saved because of her, but that's not all. The dog was then also found a new home and her new owner.
When I saw her video, I truly connected with her and decided, come heck or high water.
The German Shepherd puppy was loaded into a crate and driven 2,600 miles by van so that it could meet its new owner. Man, good people do still exist. But this moment was pretty horrific. This little girl was running towards the intersection, literally, all by herself. Now, we don't know how she ended up there or who her parents are, but you can still see how dangerous that is. especially with the busy intersection in front. Anything could have happened here. But when that little girl was running, these two barbers saw that happening through the window. And so what did they do next? They immediately leapt into action.
My initial reaction, it was just, I gotta get there.
They ran straight towards her and thankfully stopped anything bad from happening to her. Look how close that girl got to the intersection, just a few feet away from the cars. That could have turned into a terrible scene pretty fast. Luckily, these heroes were there, who then found her mother a few minutes later as well. Apparently, the girl slipped away from a nearby bus stop, where her mother literally took her eyes off for just a second. Man, those guys are heroes. They really saved the day. But now, out of all the moments shown earlier, here's the #1 most beautiful moment in our video. It was a pretty cloudy day. Too seriously cloudy, I'm afraid. So serious that it even turned into a severe rainstorm. Things were not looking good for the residents. Almost all the roads got flooded. But for one of those residents, the situation was about to become even worse.
The driver of the red truck seen in this video accidentally ended up in a heavily flooded drainage ditch.
Since almost all the roads got covered by water, the driver of this pickup truck accidentally went into a drainage ditch, which, as you can see, that ditch got pretty flooded as well. Things weren't looking good. He tried everything to get out, but nothing worked. But just when it seemed like all was lost and that there was no solution to this problem, something incredible happened. This Texas couple came to the rescue, who, by the way, had actually made a wrong turn. But when they saw the truck, they stopped right away and quickly stepped in to help. The truck was nearly submerged, but luckily, the guy took a hammer and quickly started to break the windshield, and finally pulled the driver out to safety. The water in that car was almost chest deep, and at the same time, through the back of the truck, more and more water was also spilling in. So that truck could have easily flipped over. Imagine the disaster. Thank God those people took initiative. I mean, literally, putting their own lives at risk to save a stranger. I'm really glad there are people like them in this world. Guys, you know what else is crazy? The most unbelievable car moments that ever happened in history. Like when one lady jumped out of her moving car in the middle of the road. Or this other time when one guy crashed his car into a store on purpose. And I know you want to see it, so click on it and check it out.